Hope everyone's had a good Holy Week so far, and just a good week in general. I don't know what everyone's got planned for the weekend, but I hope that everybody's got plans and that they're prayerful and reflective of this most important time of the year for us Christians. I know not everyone watching is a Christian, but of course we've been absolutely inundated with content about different celebrations, different faith celebrations. All throughout the year we get this, whether it's Ramadan or Eid or Diwali, and there's always a load of hype around Easter, right? There's always a load of hype because there's always the same old thing that happens. Cadbury's release an egg and call it a gesture egg instead of an Easter egg, or they remove the word Christian from anything pertaining to Easter. So that all makes people talk about Easter. But do people really think about the importance and the true meaning of it? Because, we have this conversation about Christmas all the time. Obviously, Christmas is not about a big jolly fat bloke that comes down the chimney and buying loads of presents and buying into the commercial aspect of it. And Easter, similarly, is not about Easter eggs or bunnies. And so I always look to see, are people really paying attention, or are they just getting drawn into the hype? Because sometimes I wonder, like, when Cadbury's pull these stunts, release an egg and call it a gesture egg instead of an Easter egg, okay, it makes everybody talk about the fact that it should say Easter, but they don't then go the step further and say why. So today is Good Friday, and this is, without a shadow of a doubt, the most difficult day of the year for me personally, and I'm sure that many Christians will agree. It's a very, very strange day. It's a difficult day, the whole thing, because, of course, this period throughout Holy Week, we think about the different stages of Jesus' journey, the initial, his arrest, when he's in the garden with his disciples on Maundy Thursday, yesterday, and he's arrested, and then he's imprisoned overnight, and he's waiting. He knows that he's awaiting his crucifixion. And then today, of course, marks the day that he's nailed to a tree, he's nailed to a cross, and he dies for our sins. And it's a strange, because we know the end of the story, right? We know that he is risen. But today, as a Christian, I cannot help but just immerse myself in his complete suffering for us, which was, the greatest gift that could ever be bestowed upon any of us. And this is why I always think it's important that we don't overlook the true meaning of all these things. It's easy to get caught up in the hype. It's easy to get caught up in the, look at what they're doing. They've got Ramadan lights up in London, and they've got gesture eggs instead of Easter eggs. Yeah, this is all intentional to just detract from the true meaning of this time of year. This is the most important time of year in the Christian calendar, not Christmas, but Easter. I'm not saying that I don't celebrate Christmas. I do. I celebrate Christmas as a time to reflect on the birth of Christ. It's likely that he was born earlier in the year, maybe June or July. But I do celebrate Christmas. But Easter is the most important time of the year for Christians. I wonder how many of you have seen the film The Passion. The Passion was a project that was carried out by Mel Gibson, who is a devout Catholic. And he devoted a huge amount of time and effort and money, resources into making that film. And he wanted to make it as accurate as he possibly could. He didn't want dramatization or Hollywood slants on it. He wanted it to be as accurate as he could possibly make it. And so he spent, I don't know how long, but a vast amount of time learning Aramaic, which was the native tongue of Jesus. Jesus was born in Palestine, so his native tongue was Aramaic. Aramaic now is a redundant language. It's no longer in use. The closest that you would get to Aramaic now would be Hebrew. The second closest would be Arabic. So during this film, and as somebody just pointed out, Gibson was demonically attacked during the filming. I'm not into like these weird conspiracies and all the rest of it, but if you read up on the accounts of many of the people that were involved in this, and even just I don't know, the motivation behind making it, it's one of the very few films that I will watch that depicts anything holy. I don't watch it often because I can't, because it's very it's painful. It's genuinely painful. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. If you're not a Christian, I don't want to try and patronize anybody, but I'm just trying to explain. If you're not a Christian, then I guess you maybe don't understand, or you wouldn't understand necessarily how difficult it is to watch something like that. It would be like watching a relative, like the most beloved relative that you've got, suffer unimaginable suffering. And so I don't watch it very often, but I did watch it, and the accuracy is incredible, and the amount of time and effort that went into making the film and making sure it was accurate was incredible. And it's a testament to Mel Gibson's faith, and some of the scenes are just so touching. So I'm going to show you some of that. And what I'm going to show you is very difficult to watch, but I hope that some of you will take the time to watch it. This is the portion of the film where Jesus is arrested. He is before he's crucified, as I say, the night before, which is why we mark that yesterday with Maundy Thursday. He's in the Garden of Gethsemane with the disciples, with his apostles, and he's praying because he knows what's going to happen. They don't know what's going to happen, but he knows what's going to happen because he's God. And so they fall asleep, and then he sees Judas coming along with the Jews who take him and hand him over to the Romans. So that prophecy is fulfilled, that the Jews ultimately are the ones that kill their own Messiah. And then he's kept captive overnight, and then awaits the following day, the Friday, which is what we mark Good Friday. And people always find it extraordinary that it's called Good Friday. But we know the end is good. That Good Friday is the day that we mark the incredible suffering, and that's what I'm going to show you now. I've never been a believer in, burying your head in the sand and turning away from suffering. I think sometimes we need to be faced with it. We need to acknowledge it. Especially these days, we become hardened to so much. These days, there's so many films and computer games and graphics. And with the social media age that we live in, we see so much. We see so much that I don't even think anything really phases people these days. It's like, we've seen it. We see people getting blown up and limbs missing, children starving to death. We're so hardened to this stuff. So when something as I think moving as this film is created to depict the absolutely greatest moment of history that will ever be, nothing will top it ever, then I think we ought to watch it. So here we go. I'll play this film, and then there's a nice song at the end, and I just want to wish you all, it's premature because it's Friday, but I want to wish you all in advance a happy Easter. I hope everybody has a very prayerful weekend, and maybe spend some time just reflecting on the true meaning of Easter. And if you're not a Christian, then thank you very much for watching this today. And I hope you found it interesting at least, or helpful in some way. And here we go. I'm going to just play this film for you now.
سببتني.
كان